So you guys were one. I'm hearing a lot of you guys. You guys wanted a theme song shortened, so here we go. This girl reviews movies, games, and books. Sometimes she plays them. So does that. And when she does it with the cat, does that make her crazy? Does that make her crazy? Probably. So it's shorter. There you go. Crazy Cat Lady or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use, educational, for and entertainment purpose. Alright, I don't want to hear so. I'm gonna play the game a little bit after this, but I finished reading House of Hades, or listening to House of Hades, and I think this was a good book. Go listen to it, read it, whatever floats your boat. But let's get started with the summary. So, spoilers ahead. So, this takes place after Annabeth and Percy got put into Tartarus, and here I thought that Cerberus would be guarding the doors of that part of the world, but apparently not, because they don't mention Cerberus here or Charon during this book at all, which I was like wondering, why are they not in this book? I guess there's other monsters, there's other ways to get back up to back from Hades than those, and I'm walking past him. So I guess two giants guard the doors to out of Tartarus. So yeah. Anyway, so the first monsters that we're just gonna talk about the monsters that each of them like talks about. We're gonna get the ones that Percy and Annabeth come across first. Then we'll do the ones that Jason and the other ones come across. So yeah. And the first ones that Percy and Annabeth come across are those vampires that tried to kill them a couple books ago, last series. I think in like the second last book of the series of 4. Those vampire gym girls and Percy and Annabeth are wondering how come they're working for them when they work for Hecate, and Hecate is now on their side, because later on we get Hazel gain help from Hecate and show her how to use the mist against monsters, and she does that with a couple giants and stuff like that, because she's technically the witch, and Hades / Pluto was very proud of his little girl, because he visits her after he sees her do the mist, and then she does the mist again against the Minotaur's mom. So yeah, who wants to take over the maze, which makes no sense. How would she control first? She didn't build it. Yes, her son was in there, but she didn't build it. Whatever. She's not Daedalus. So yeah. And the one who saves Annabeth and Percy here, because Percy's the one who has a sword, and Annabeth has no way of fighting, and the vampires know how to charm Percy, and he calls Bob, which is the Titan. Let me see how to say that name. Hold on. Iapetus, who Percy made into Persephone's janitor.
like books ago, and Bob, but his name is now it's Bob. And you also meet one of the cats, the skeleton kitties, down there, who is now Bob's personal kitty. Yay! Who turns into Saber-Tooth Tiger later on. Yay! When they're fighting the giants, who are guarding the doors to the doors out of Tartarus. So yay! And helps him beat Tartarus. Yay! That's cool. I like the fact that it turned into a saber-tooth tiger at the very end. That was cool. So yeah. And let's see, what other monsters that they come across down there. They meet they meet one of the titans that fights a dragon a lot. Who gives them like soup and stuff like that. And he tells them they would have to face literal darkness, which is pretty much Nyx. And they outsmart him by outsmart Nyx by having all her kids asking who does she like the best, and then guiding through the darkness, basically. And let's see. So after let me look. Dampachine. So yeah. And then they end up fighting Tartarus, which is they find that they're actually literally walking on top of Tartarus during this whole entire thing. And when they fight the two giants in front of them, Tartarus tries to attack them when there's a bunch of other monsters trying to get out to help get Gaia and help fight against the world and take over the world. Yay! And so those guys stay behind and help and make sure Percy and Annabeth get out and go on the elevator to get out. Basically, that's how. So it's okay they don't bump into Charon and Cerberus in this. They already did that not too long ago. So let's see. The ones that we already got. So Frank ends up fighting a bunch of cows after helping by leading Hazel and Nico in the hands of the god of the farm, because he helps Demeter, Persephone's mom, alone into leaves them alone. Because they both one gets poisoned, Hazel gets poisoned, and poor Nico gets turned into a tree, basically. And he has to use the bulls in order to beat all the bulls up, and then make them go up against the farm, the god of farm, in order to outsmart them. And then he gains his ownership of his dad, Ares / Mars. So yay for him. So Leo gets taken to meet Eclipso, who Percy did bump into like a couple books ago, because everybody but Piper gets frozen by the goddess of ice and a bunch of ice creatures, because one of the ice creatures loves Piper, so they decided to let her free, and they didn't think that she would be that big a deal, and yet she finds a way to burn them by using the ship. And Leo has to build a new ship because no ship will come to him, and then he promises to come back and get Calypso, the daughter of the guy who holds the Titan that holds up the sky or the Earth, whatever you want to call it, or whatever one it is. And she sided with him. So yeah, but she promises to go back to him. We'll see how well that works. And then we have Jason, who fights who's Jason and Leo have Nico had to fight Cupid and show who's boss. But Nico just needs to admit that he is in love with Percy, and now that he was gay, and that's the reason why he's always unsettled when he sees him and Annabeth together, and everybody always thinks that he has a crush on Annabeth, but it's actually Percy he has a crush on. So yeah, and he's just jealous of their relationship. So I already knew about this one because I've seen the new book, and my nephew told me about it, so not that big a deal. Wasn't that big of I didn't really care, and it was spoiled for me already, so yay, go Nico! So yeah, but poor Nico, that he cannot have Percy because he's not the type of, he's not into that. But who I think he gets a new boyfriend in that new book. I have not read it yet, so I don't know. So yeah, let me see. Who have I not talked about yet? Oh yeah, and Frank overhears the fact that the satyr they're with in the nymph are gonna have a kid and they're gonna get married. So yay! But he's worried that he is not gonna be able to be there for his kid and his wife because he might die on here, and Frank makes sure he does not die by making him go stay on the ship and making him go with Nico and Rita, who Annabeth makes sure that Rachel goes and talks to about, and she goes and leaves to go and find and volunteers to go and stop the war that the Romans and the Greeks have. And we got to see get to hear from Grover. It's been so long since Grover's been in this books. Like, where have you been, buddy? And he's actually in a chapter. Yeah. Yes! Not like I have nothing against Coach Hedge, but I miss Grover. I want my Grover back. Hopefully he's the next book. So after that, we have get the satyr got the one who made the Minotaur's mom try to keep Leo and Hazel there because they read Gaia has to have somebody to sacrifice in order for her to rise to demigods, and so Hazel outsmarts her by using the medicine basically. So yeah, and being possessed by Hecate and helping them, which makes the Minotaur's mom so confused because Hecate switches sides so hard it's not even funny during a lot of stories. So yeah, but she picks whatever side is in her favor, and this time, what's in her favor is helping out little Hazel be more of a witch. So go Hazel. So yeah, and I think that's basically it. I like this book. It was really good. Go read it or listen to it like I did. I forgot to read the last page of House of Hades. Okay. So here we go. I know that she's muttering, reading expression. I can't get this place out of my head either. Dimitrex. Percy said, and Bob. I know, her voice was faded. We have to make their sacrifice worth it. We have to beat Gaia. Percy stared into the sky. He wished that they were looking at in front of the beach on Long Island rather than halfway around the world, sailing towards almost certain death. He was wondering where Nico, Rhea, and Hench were now. How that was taking make them back towards his survival. And he imagined the Romanovs drawing up the battle lines right up, circling Camp Half-Blood. The fort... Would you cut it out, lady? Okay. Where was I? Okay. 14 days around reaching Athena. One day, one way or another, the war would be decided. Over the bowl, Leah whispered happily his cigarette with Freya muddling across the circle of circle Ampership, Piper, and Hazel practicing their sword fighting. The blades ringing in the night. Jason and Frank stood at the helm, talking in low tones, maybe telling stories of the legacy, or sharing thoughts on being Saber. We got a good crew, Percy said. I have to sail to my death. You're not going to die on me, Saber Brains. Annabeth said, remember, never separate again. After we get home. What? Percy said. She kissed him. Ask me again, once we beat Gaia. He smiled, but something looked forward whenever he said, as he fell from the sky darkened, and more than Percy studied on the collapse on one of Annabeth. Studied many years ago. Bob says hi. He told the stars. The Argo 2 sailed into the sky. Okay. Like we're gonna describe, guys. And bye-bye. So, I don't know what book I'm gonna read next. I might reread Ballad of the Songbirds for the book for the movie. And there's also B7, the next FNAF book that I need to listen to. And I have not gotten the number 2 of Kingdom Hearts 5 8 day over 2 yet, but I got number 3. But I'm not gonna read that one until I get the book 2, which for some reason that one came first, and then now I have to find a different website besides Amazon to get part 2 from. So yeah. So let's see you guys later. Like I described, and I cannot wait until December to watch the Percy Jackson book and to see how well Percy Jackson series and see how well it is compared to the first book, and hopefully it's better than that dumb movie that we don't like to talk about. None of us talk about it. I'm talking about it right now. What's wrong with me? Like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye.